I wonder if you've ever heard of desire lines. If you haven't heard of them, you've almost certainly seen one. They look a little bit like this. I'm sure you can think of some examples near you where this exact process has taken place, where there is an official path or route that the designers of a space would like people to use, but the general population, in their infinite inclination to disobedience and convenience, have decided there's a more convenient route, a more direct route that they would prefer to take to get from A to B. And gradually, as enough people take this unofficial route, a new path is formed over time. And interestingly, in recent years, there's been a bit of a movement in town planning, in park design, where rather than pre-planning the routes and paths in a particular space, is to actually just allow these paths to emerge over time naturally, and then pave over these desire lines once they have already naturally formed, so that both the official path and the paths that people would like to take are aligned and are the same. And this is how, at All We Can, we sometimes like to think about the work we do with our local partners. That our job isn't to come in and lay down new routes to impose new solutions or ideas for a community, but to actually pave over the locally led solutions that have already been developed in a space, that we're adding value to what's already happening. My favourite definition of mission is finding out what God is already doing through his Spirit and joining in. And that's how I see the work that we do. There are certain models of funding that lend themselves to this, and other ones that don't. Actually, project funding, restricted funding, funding that comes in really sporadically, doesn't lend itself to a desire line way of working. But regular, unrestricted funding has the flexibility to enable it to adjust to the desire lines of a local partner and a community, so that what the funding is going towards is what the community actually needs. And I think similar questions can be asked of our churches. Are we joining in with what the Spirit is already doing? Are we paving over the desire lines of our local communities? Or are we constantly trying to start things that are totally new and create new paths? These are the questions we're keen to continue exploring over Lent.